Benson, you said in the build-up to this you wanted to put on a fight for the fans. What's your reaction after that, after a 5-round hard one?
After a 5-round against Peter Queally, man, I gotta say, hats off to Peter Queally. He is a true testament to the Irish people. Man's all class, a true gentleman all the way through and through. So hats off to Peter. Hats off to the Irish fans, the Dublin fans. You guys are cray-cray, man. Great night, great energy, great vibe. Place was off the roof once again. It was awesome. It was a great environment. Crowd was cheering at the end. I loved it. It was great.
I remember I spoke to you about 6 weeks ago and you said you were just about starting camp. In that 5th round, were you thinking maybe it should have started a couple of weeks earlier, or how did you feel in the 5th?
I felt pretty good in the 5th. Well, it wasn't too bad at all. I know I need to change up the game plan. You gotta adjust on the fly. Ideal it was to go wrestle him up, and I think I did that. After the guy gets so hurt, after the guy's so tired, you have to be able to adjust, maybe disengage a little bit more and keep it standing and go more for a finish standing up, throwing some knees, some punches, some kicks and whatnot. Not necessarily, keep going back to the wrestling when we already have, established, good control in that area.
It looked like Peter was landing a couple of good power shots early. Did you feel that power early and maybe try to adjust after that?
No.
So was the game plan that you produced, was it what you were expecting coming in?
Yeah, for sure. Peter did a great job. He did awesome. I don't think he landed anything super clean in the early rounds that I really felt that made me adjust or nothing like that. But definitely, he brought his A game. He did a great job defensively. He did a great job. Great posture, great position. A lot of times, the fundamentals, the posture, the position, that wins you fights. And he did a great job with his posture, with his position, being able to defend a lot of my wrestling.
The low blow in the second, obviously, with the point taken. What were your thoughts on that? Were you kind of surprised there was a point taken at that point?
Initially, yes. I'm just surprised. Like, oh man, it was obviously the referee could tell. He admitted, yeah, it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose. There was no intent. It was not intentional at all. But then after the fight, the referee came up to me and said, hey, there was no intent. I agree with you. There was no intent, but it was a very hard kick. So strictly based off damage, how damaging the low blow was, I had to take a point. I was, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was the rule set. If that's the rule set, and if there's an accidental low blow, but it does so much damage, you're like, well, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'm not happy about it, but yeah, sure. I did throw it. It was accidental. There was no intent. It did do some damage, so it is what it is.
We couldn't really hear from you, the sound here. What were you saying was next? Is it the title you want next? You've 3 fights left now, you told us beforehand. It's 3, then 2, then 1. Is it straight away you want to be riding for the winner of the upcoming fight? Yeah.
That's what I would like. I want the title shot next. I know it's the Russian versus Brazilian. Mad respect for Pitbull. I'm a huge Patricio fan. Patrici has the belt, and he has a W over me. So I think it'd be very apropos for me to. For him to win his fight, and then for me to, square off against him and take the belt from him, because he has a W over me. But if Usman happens to win, if it's him instead, let's go ahead and let Bellator set up a fight in Russia. Let's go do. Probably can't go to Russia right now, can we? No, Russia's a no-no right now. So maybe we go somewhere. Yeah, maybe let's go somewhere else. Let's go to somewhere else in the Eastern Europe. And go do a title shot over there somewhere, But whoever wins, that is what I want next. That was the reason why I said yes to Peter. He just fought for the belt. He just lost for the belt. So go out there and go dominate. Go get my hand ring against Peter and get a title shot next. And that is what I want. I want the title shot next. But it's up to the powers that be. It's up to a higher pay grade than I have.
Benson, the last time you were speaking to us in this very spot, I don't know how many months ago that was now, after your Miles Jury fight. It's been talked about all week, and you've talked about it yourself a lot as well. You weren't really satisfied with the performance, even though you got a pretty conclusive victory in that one. So now, after 5 rounds in the main event against a hometown favourite with a raucous crowd, do you feel like you've sort of scratched that itch a bit?
I definitely scratched it a little bit. I think I had a better performance tonight against Peter Queally. Still didn't get the finish. I was going for that finish. I really, really wanted that finish badly. But I think I had a good performance against Miles Jury. It got me the W. I think I had a better performance against Peter Queally tonight, and hopefully it gets me the title shot. But yeah, definitely scratched that itch a little bit. The fans, They were, booing and stuff at the beginning. At the end of the fight, they were cheering. That's what I told you guys was going to happen. I said, I know I'm going to come out to some boos, and they're going to be booing me and all that stuff and singing over my song. But when I leave that cage, they're going to be cheering. And when I left the cage, the Irish fans were cheering. So I'm happy about that.
And this time yesterday, you had 4 fights left in your career. As you stand here now, you've got 3 fights left in your career. And obviously the fight before you was a very kind of high-profile retirement from a combat sports legend, Melvin Manhoef. And you could see what it meant to him to be out there. He kind of, broke down in tears at the end and, laid his gloves down in the middle of the cage and things like that. Just wondering, are you prepared for that? I know you're talking about you have this goal, you've got this contract, and you've got it, and you're going to concentrate on your wife's fighting career and concentrate on your family, all of which are great endeavors, of course. But are you ready for the emotional impact of what it's going to mean to you personally?
I am not at all ready for the emotional impact of retiring, but I have 3 more fights. So I'm going to worry about that first. I worry about taking 1 fight at a time. And that's all that I look forward to. You can't control a lot of things. You can't control this, you can't control that. You can control how hard you work. Being the hardest worker in the room each and every single day, getting better each and every single day, and controlling the outcome of your fight. You make sure you get your hand raised. So I'm going to go back to the gym on Monday, go start getting better, start working again, and then worry about my next fight. At the end of those 3 fights, then I'll be an emotional wreck.
Did you finish your book this week?
I did not.
No?
I did not. I got a little too lazy. All you young athletes out there, you guys need to stay off your phone. Quit scrolling on your phone. Put your phone down. Get 8-9 hours of sleep at night. I didn't do that this week.
Yeah.
I was scrolling on my phone too much, and I almost finished my book, but I didn't quite finish it.
Well, there's plenty of time. You got it. Actually, just final thing for me, I guess. You've said you're staying here in Ireland for another week or so, and I think some of my colleagues asked you have you any plans yet? You didn't really at the time, but I'm wondering if you focused in on anything you'd like to do in the next 7 days that you're going to be here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go see some castles. Going to go see the countryside. I have a good buddy, a little brother, who his sister married an Irishman, so he's been here 5-6 times before. So he's gonna go take me around and go show me the countryside. And it's gonna be fun. And I'm a little bit scared though, because he's from America, he's from Phoenix, but he rented a car out here. I was like, you feel safe driving out here, man? I was like, I don't know if I want to be in the car with you driving around. But he's gonna show me around. He's gonna go show me and my family around.
Nice, enjoy.
Thank you.
The pleasure of speaking to your wife there. She said she had a fight 6 months after having a baby, and I also think she has a new coach there in Yoel Romero, so you might want to keep an eye on that. Where do you think she could potentially go in her MMA career?
The plan is to the top, be the best on the planet. That's the reason why we do what we do. We don't do this to play around. We don't do this just for fun, just to make money. We got enough money. We rather stay home, play with the kids for fun. We do this to be the best on the planet. That's the reason why my wife does that. This is the reason why I do this. I do this to have a belt around my waist. She does this to have a belt around her waist, to be the best on the planet. There's a whole lot of hard work to get there. I'm not scared of no hard work. My wife's not scared of no hard work.
What do you think the future looks for you when you finish this contract? Is it coaching? Is there anything else? Is there media obligations? Anything you'd like to do?
Man, I'm just hoping for a lot of opportunities after I'm done, after I'm retired from fighting. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of driving, dropping the kids off at school, picking them up, taking them to soccer practice, taking them to chess practice. My wife is going to be doing, training full-time, fighting full-time, getting in the gym and lifting. And my job is going to be more, stay-home daddy. But also, I just hope for a lot of opportunities. We'll see what opportunities present themselves. I hope to, maybe do a little commentating for Bellator. I know I'm going to do some commentating for LFA, some more coaching. I help my little brothers, my little sisters at the gym, help them out a little bit. I don't necessarily like calling it coaching. I like saying I'm a teammate. I like to help out my young teammates. But when I retire, I'm not fighting no more. I'm not a teammate no more. Now I might have to segue into the more coaching shoes, But just opportunities. We'll see. Yeah.
Benson, you've been in the position for a long time where up-and-coming fighters gain so much from getting a W over you just based on what you've accomplished. WBC champion, UFC champion. Do you get extra satisfaction?
Future Bellator champion. Add that one.
Do you get extra satisfaction in coming over to Dublin? It's pretty much set up for a homecoming night for Peter Queally. You go and spoil that party. How satisfying is it for you after all these years? You're still doing it on the big stage.
Man, a WCW. You can add all the extra incentives in it. You can say, oh, and this, that. Oh, first time this. Oh, first time that. Oh, coming to a hostile territory and doing this and doing that. Man, the W's a W. You gotta be excited for every single W you can get. I've had some fights where I thought I earned the W. I didn't get the W, got an L instead. You gotta appreciate every W that you get. and they're all the same. Every W you have to appreciate, you have to take hold of and really appreciate it. But coming over here to Dublin, fighting Peter Queally, it's the same as my last W.
Just in terms of your fighting style, obviously, the knees to the thigh is something that you've always had in your career, and then holding the leg and constantly peppering the body in the face and teasing the takedown. They were present throughout the fight, constantly giving Peter questions of what you were going to do next. Do you actually enjoy dissecting your opponents in there? Because that's something we've always seen in your career. You mentioned that you were chasing the finish, but you've had plenty of decision wins that have been so pleasing on the eye as well.
Yeah. I think definitely you have to be smart about it. You have to be aware of what you're doing, what your opponent is game planning, trying to defend, what they're working so hard to defend. If they're working on defending this, guess what? They open up the window here. They open up the door over here. If this door is shut, they're really blocking that down. They're really defending that. They have a lot of other openings. So it's on the athlete, it's on the fighter to adapt and take what they give you.
Final one for me, Pitbull versus Usman. Who do you have winning that one?
Me, because I'm going to get a title shot. Whoever wins, their congratulations is me for 5 rounds. Let's go do that.
Cool. Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.